My cousin reached out to me and said that her child was in foster care, and she was like, I messed up, I need some help, and I just want her to be back with the family.
Julie had mentioned that she was interested in placement of Violet if that were to ever become a thing, and eventually long-term goal of adoption if that were to become the case. So we typically work with relatives, let them visit, and like I said, the visits went so well, we continued doing them very frequently.
We immediately bonded. I mean, I don't think there was a moment that her and I were off, probably initially walking into that door, but after the second visit, she didn't want to let me go. Like, she was like, no, you have to stay. And
I could not ask for a better home for Violet to be in permanently. When we have kids that move to different homes that want to adopt kids, you always wonder, is this a better fit than the last home was? Or are they going to excel here like we thought they were in the previous home? And it was very apparent when Violet moved from the previous home to the home she's in now that she just flourished. She grew so much, just like individually, her communication skills, her personality. You could just tell that like the love that Julie was able to give her was what she needed, and she wasn't getting that previously.
I was elated. I have one biological child who is 8 years old. At the time, she was just turning 7. And she's been asking me for a sibling for a long time. So just to have her in our lives was a blessing, because my baby, it made my oldest child flourish, you know what I mean, as well as my youngest now, but it made her mature more. She shares more. She is happy. She was happy to have someone there with her at times, just to teach things too, So it was a great relationship, a great situation overall.
So Violet was born with underdeveloped hands. One of her feet didn't develop all the way. She has an underdeveloped tongue. She has bilateral Duane syndrome in her eyes. When Julie had came forward talking about possibly taking placement of Violet, I just let her know straightforward, like, just so you know, Violet does have these concerns. They are being addressed, but it's going to be more of a long-term thing that has to be monitored throughout her life. I don't think Julie batted an eye at how extensive this was going to be. She was like, okay, where do I need to take her? What do I need to do?
Because of her developmental issues, just to see her speaking more and being able to express herself more was the biggest reward for me. Because when she came to stay with me, the previous family, I was told they were teaching her sign language. I've rarely seen her sign, but she wouldn't verbally say what it was that she needed. So I would talk to her and say, hey, you can walk me to the kitchen, but you can't stand here and point because there's 20 cabinets and I don't know what you want. You have to tell me. So when she started verbalizing things and becoming more vocal, that was the biggest reward for me, especially with all of her developmental issues and how she was counted out from birth. I feel like with any child, the main thing they need is love, and that's what helps them to become the person that they'll eventually be.